Boo! Hello. Hello, class. Who's touching the fire hydrant? I mean, not fire hydrant. Who's touching the fire alarm? Who's doing it? Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? Happy Tuesday, innit? It's Tuesday. Let's see. Let's scroll up and see who's here. I'm in the mood to draw some Umas today. Not Uma Thurmans, but Umas. Some horsies. It's Tuesday, innit? Oh, Matthew, thank you for the 20 months. Thank you. Wow, already 20 months. Every time someone does like a, like a streak of months, it's like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy how much time passes in a certain direction. If only this were like Tenet. How you guys doing? Let's see. Let's scroll up. Let's see who's here. Oh yeah, I had to start a little bit late because it's been a minute since I last did a drawing stream from my iPad, so I had to figure out how to screen share again. So, but I figured it out. I thought it would take 10 minutes. It only took 2 minutes. I just panicked because I was like, oh my god, it's 6:30 and I still haven't started. Everyone's gonna hate me, but nah, it's fine. It's fine. But we have Sotenbori telling me to take my time, boss. And you're figuring out the rice cooker. I hope that resolves soon. You said you think it's just broken because it only goes keep warm, and when I hold the off button or when it's done slow cooking. Now it works. Slow cooking just takes a lot longer and doesn't really tell you when it's done. Yeah. I hope it's either fixable or that a new rice cooker would be cheap. I have a really small one at home, or here with Beans. We have like a pretty small one. But my family's apartment has like a huge one. I kind of miss it sometimes. The rice may be overcooked if you don't check it in 30-40 minutes or whatever the average time is. Oh no. Yeah, I'd say like about 30-40 minutes. Yeah, that sounds about right. And hello Matthew. Hello Satinbori. Hello Seishun. Hello Felines. Hello, hello. Oh no, Satinbori farted and Seishun bombed. No! Folk, hello. Hello, hello. Haunts Goyles. Reminders of time and mortality. Rice mentioned. Are you guys talking about Rice Shower? With her tiny hat? I feel no strong way one way or the other when it comes to Rice Shower. But we're gonna be focusing on one gal today. Because I was like, oh, let's draw all of my favorite Umas. But I realized I have quite a few. So let's just focus on one for today. Because I do feel like with these art streams, I also usually get distracted. And by distracted, I mean like someone will mention something and I just want to go into a tangent about it. So let's see. Let's see. It's always hype when they say her name. Maruzensky! And she is red, so she goes faster. It's true. It's true. It's science, you see. Science rules. The only thing is I didn't pick out any music yet. So let me see what we can listen to for now. Oh, we could listen to Tyler. It's been a while since I listened to Tyler. Okay. Yahoo! We're here, and I'm PNG today. Because I wasn't sure how much power my iPad was gonna take. You know, the screen share and all that. So I wanted to be PNG for today. But hello, class, hello, it's me, Babinko Bear, your local sun bear, art history teacher, and educational streamer. And today we're taking it easy because I had an office day today. Wasn't stressful, wasn't hard or nothing, but the commute back is always something, you know. I realized there is a layer that you can slightly see underneath my iPad, so let me take that out. What is that? Okay, there we go. Let me put the music up a little bit because I don't know if you can hear it. Good old Tyler the Creator. Chromacopia. I wonder, has anyone ever told Rice Shower that she can win a race easily if she just used that dagger that she carries? Oh no, everyone's in danger. I'm in danger. Buongiorno, classe. Yes, buongiorno as well to you. Man, how you guys doing? Like I said, I had an office day today. Let me just zoom in on this smug little face while while we chat a little bit. Yeah, it was a pretty slow day. Like I had tasks. I've just been knocking out some tasks on the backlog, you know, because it's the summer. I don't have anything that's like too pressing. But what was I gonna say? As soon as I left, I got this email from one of my like upper bosses saying like, oh, for our meeting tomorrow, because we just finished like a good school year and because we just finished a big event, we should have some fun with our meetings. And at first I'm like, ooh, drinks? But no, it's not drinks. It's our boss wants to play 2 truths and a lie before our meeting tomorrow. So now I'm tasked with the task of thinking of 2 truths and a lie. So it's just been on my mind. You know how I usually have shrimp on the mind? Now I have 2 truths and a lie on the mind because it's like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? It's like, oh yes, I am a bear on Twitch. And I have I teach a class. Beeplebees, hello. Welcome. Doing alright? I'm making custom icons for all the Digimon fields. Oh, nice! Yo, that sounds pretty cool. A part of me was thinking, like, should I also draw Digimon today? So, we're gonna at least try drawing 1 Horsey, 1 Agnes Tachyon. Whoa, what happened to the... No, what happened to the reference? It like went up, and the weird thing with Procreate is that I can't just drag it back down. It gets cut off. So I don't wanna keep on undoing and doing. So let me insert photo. Inside, can you feel the fire? There you go. My wife. But cool. Yeah, I've been thinking also of drawing some Digimon. I actually haven't been drawing at all recently. Like, at all. So I'm gonna need to do some warm-ups. I kind of just started with sketching here, but I think I will need to like warm up a little. Let's see how I can do that. Let's erase that. What's something people often assume about you that isn't true? That's a good start actually. To be fair, you have been traveling. Yeah, a lot of it has been like just me traveling and being busy and recovering from the traveling. So I'd say it's fair, but also like I've been wanting to get back into it. I have all these drawing ideas, but just no drive to actually put digital pen to digital paper, you know? But back to beeplebees' question to help me with the 2 truths and a lie. I have a couple of things already in mind. So one thing that people know about me, even at work, well, especially at work. Hi, Mookie Sticks. Hello, hello. Is that I ride the bus everywhere. I ride the bus everywhere throughout Los Bincos, right? So I'm thinking that my lie should be that, or not my lie. It's actually a truth. Is to say that I have a driver's license, because in Los Pincos it's like, well, duh, everyone has a if you're over a certain age, like everyone has a driver's license, you know. But I feel like people might not expect it from me because I ride the bus all the time. So that's one thing I might want to go with, is to say that I have a driver's license, because people won't know like oh, that seems pretty straightforward, but then they'll overthink it, you know. They'll overthink and be like, wait a minute, she rides the bus everywhere. Does she have a driver's license? You know? So there's that. And then there's another one that I told Beans about, that it sounds kind of absurd, but just absurd enough to make people overthink it. And it's the fact that, okay, I can't be too specific with it, but basically I have a ancestor who was in a government position in the Philippines, like like a couple generations removed, to the point where I don't benefit at all from that connection. And I'm not talking like a big government position. I'm not talking like, oh, they were like Secretary of State for the entire, I don't even know if Philippines has that, but like, you know, it wasn't something big. It was like something relatively small. It's like assistant to the mayor, you know, of like a city. But it's like just specific enough that I feel like people will be like, that's so specific, I feel like it's the truth. But it's also like absurd enough to a Marcos or Duterte bureaucrat. So yeah, something like that, but it wasn't during that era. It was actually like much earlier. So, because I do know that if I say that I have an ancestor who was in the Philippine government, that could be really like, oh no, is she descended from, you know, one of those families? But it's like, no, it's actually earlier. It's actually like way earlier than those time periods. Because Duterte was relatively recently. Marcos is now, but also back in like the, 60s, 70s, 80s? So I have an ancestor that was in the government like earlier. But yeah, it's, you see, like it's like specific enough that people will be like, is that true? Like, that sounds like it would be true, right? It's too specific to not be true, but I kind of want people to like second guess themselves, you know? So far I got that. I have a driver's license. I have an ancestor that was a government official in the Philippines, and there was something else. Should I mention that I stream on Twitch, or do you think people would try to seek me out? I don't know if I want my coworkers lurking and being like, hey, government name! Like, how was that extremely specific bus that you took to extremely specific workplace? Which I doubt that would ever be the case, but you know, the anxiety brain and whatnot. Let's see, what are some warm-ups I could do? I'm trying to think of like other fun facts. And to answer beeplebees, what's something people often assume about you that isn't true? How about I'm Filipino, so people would think that I'm a good singer, but but it's just that I like singing. Something that people would assume about me. In the office, I'm pretty quiet. I don't usually go out of my way to like talk to people, but I'm not by any means like what's it called? I won't give people the cold shoulder or I won't ignore them. If people strike me up for conversation, I will indulge them. But I myself, if I could go through a whole workday at my little cubicle and just talking to my immediate boss and my like immediate coworkers, I would be completely happy with that. And it's nothing against my other coworkers either. Like, they're all really cool. I've spoken with them before. They're all cool. And like, you would think that like, oh, is it because they're normies? No, there's some weebs in there. There's some weebs. There's some nerds. There's some, you know, like everyone's fun in their own way. But I kind of want to just stay in my own little lane. Stay in my cubicle. You know, does that make sense? And draw some circles. So if people assume that I'm quiet, maybe I should center on something that is like, I have like a fair amount of leadership skills with the Filipino club, with the college Filipino clubs. But the thing is, I have a coworker that knows me from college, so she would immediately be able to like, you know, clock me. Oh, I know what I should do for a warm-up. Oh no, I didn't mean to draw all that on the same layer. I'm gonna do some of my exercises that I usually did for art class, like the one where you like draw something from reference but you don't lift your pencil. Let me try that right now. I'm also not looking down at my canvas. I'm drawing something that's like right in front of my desk. The good thing is that it's made up of nice geometric shapes. I still have not lifted my pencil. Leave me alone. Oh no! What did I— ah, dang it. Procreate has this thing where if you like hold it down for too long, it's like, oh, you're trying to make a shape, aren't you? So I did technically just lift my pencil, but it's okay. I'll just continue from there. In love, I keep falling in love. Falling in love. Nice. Okay, I just looked down. I just looked out of my canvas and it's like, oh, this is cute. This is actually kind of cute. I was trying to draw the little, what is it? I keep forgetting if this is gun cannon or if this is, the other one. But I drew the little kitty cat. Well, my iPad's heating up, so let me take it off the charger. It's also been pretty hot lately. Here in Los Pincos. I don't know if because it's summertime in the northern hemisphere, if you guys are experiencing the same. Because I feel like it's only now that it's hidden. Man, let me try and sharpen up this drawing. Oh, Matthew, you're getting storms? Oh no. Is it like thunderstorms? That's like the crazy thing about like different— most people assume from my appearance that I'm not from Canada or that I'm multilingual, so I usually use one of those for 2 truths, 1 lie. Bonus points, I get to laugh when they get kind of uncomfortable that they were kind of racist. Dang, that's kind of a good one. That's a good one. The only thing is, like, my workplace is very multicultural, so I don't know who would assume. Who would assume things from me. And plus, like, one of my coworkers is also Filipino. And if they're not Filipino, then I also have like coworkers that have Filipino friends. Maybe I could go off of that, you know? It's like, what's a Filipino stereotype? I already brought up the singing one. That like I'm not necessarily good at singing, but I do like doing it. Or rather, I don't have any practice. I don't have any formal practice with singing. For me, just a brief thunderstorm, but listening to Halbernock's stream, and he's also getting storms. Oh no. It's wild to me that one time, I remember, Matthew, you had messaged me because there was like an earthquake, and you only knew because you were watching like one of George's streams or something? And the funny thing is, like, earthquakes are, I don't know, at least like in the magnitude that we get is not that much of a big deal. Like, if it's below a certain magnitude, it's just kind of like, oh, anyways. It's like the Jeremy Clarkson meme. They're like, oh no, anyway. At most, it's like, oh man, like the Gundams, the Gunpla that we have, they're all shooken up. They're all shooken. There we go. Fix this part. Okay, that's my warm-up. Okay, let's draw some Agnes Tachyon. Part of me is like, should I also just like put on a horse game right now? Just so that we can also get some races while we're while we're drawing? Is that the ultimate, you know, like brain rot? The only thing is I'm using a program to screen share my iPad, and it does take up a lot of power, and I know because my iPad is like overheating right now, so maybe we'll just focus on drawing. So we're just gonna draw a chibi. No, wait, what am I doing? They don't have human ears. They don't have human ears. I'm still chewing on what beeplebees was saying, like the help in terms of the two truths and a lie, you know? Just finished wrapping a gift package for a random night, but then realized I forgot to add Big Ham! Are you like good at gift wrapping? Because that's kind of like one of the banes of my existence when it comes to Christmas time. Is like actually wrapping, and it's kind of worse when you no oh no, it's kind of worse when, have you seen those videos that are like, oh, this is how people wrap presents in Japan, and like they make it suit, like, especially if they do it without tape, right? Or like one piece of tape, right? One piece of tape is all you need to like wrap a present, and they like fold it diagonally and stuff, and they make it look so easy. And then when you actually try it out, it's like, oh, like, this did not work out the way that I wanted it to. I feel like that happens so often for me. It's like, oh, it looks so easy cheesy. I drew the head too wide. But we can always go wider. Something that people assume of me. So yeah, I am pretty quiet. I think people know that I'm into anime. Like, I think people at the office know that I'm into anime. Because I've definitely talked at length with other folks about it. I've told them that like I go to Anime Expo. I guess one direction I could go with that is that, like, I don't know if people would assume that I like the type of anime that I like, because for one, I mentioned ad nauseum that I don't really like romance. I like gory stuff, I like scary stuff, I like you know, edgy stuff. But I don't know if that's something I want to share with my coworkers. Yeah, my favorite anime is stuff where there's lots of blood and guts and I don't know if that's something I'd be comfortable with like divulging, especially like since we work with the public, you know. What's a hyperfixation you don't often share? Digimon TCG. Digimon. It would be Digimon, which I feel like everyone is either young enough to know what that is, or like the ones that are older might have a because a lot of them are also have kids. They might still be like familiar because of their kids. Actually, I'm gonna make the body a little bigger. But do I want to talk with my coworkers about Digimon? That's another. That's kind of another one. Oh, Orlando, hello, hello. You summon the cats. They're ready for a nice petting. Oh, that's something I forgot. Okay. So there's a bit of a not a predicament. It's nothing. It's nothing too severe. But when Beans and I were walking to our apartment after he picked me up from the bus stop. I saw something above our door. Like we live in an apartment building, but it's kind of like a it's like separated into different buildings. So when you open the door to your apartment, like it's into like open air. It's not there's no like hallway, so to speak. And the reason why I bring that up is because when we were walking, I saw something like small and dark above our like door frame. And I was like, oh, what's that? Like, is that like a bug or something? And upon closer inspection, it's a bat. There's a bat above our outside door frame. What the hell? Hello, horse. Yes, the beloved Agnes Tachyon. I was drawing a chibi, but now I'm realizing I feel like I should warm up some more with some gesture sketches, gesture drawings. I feel like if you say I play the Digimon TCG, the very fact you know it exists will let them know that it's true. Exactly. That's what I was actually thinking of saying that. I was actually thinking of saying not that I play it, but that I placed in the top 5 of my local tournament. A Vesti, yeah. I'm so close to 3-starring her. I haven't increased her star stats at all. I've just been trying to like complete at least one Ura finale with her. And it hasn't been working out great. Hasn't been working out great. So I tried to do runs this morning when I was on the bus too. So give me a second. I'm actually going to there's a site that I use to do gesture drawings. And if you guys don't know what gesture drawings are, they're basically like you get a reference of like a person and how am I gonna show both of these at the same time? Yeah, you get like a reference of like a person and you aren't trying to draw them exactly, you're trying to draw kind of like the kind of the vibe. Like you're trying to get their general shape, essentially. But yeah, so to that exists. Wait, what exists? I feel like I ping pong between different topics. Because we were talking about Uma Musume, we were talking about gesture drawings, we were talking about the bat above the windowsill. The posture template thing. Yeah, I'll actually show you guys right now. Let me see if I can get an example. So, gesture drawing. Reference. It's called Quick Poses. Is it Quick Poses? Yeah, let me show you guys. think it's Sketch Daily. Yeah, Sketch Daily. Here. I'll link the site to you guys, but I'll also show you what I'm gonna be looking at. Judge Judy. Talking Judge Judy. I think I know how I'm gonna do this. Oh no, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Fugubi, hello, hello. We're doing some art. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna show both my reference. Because the reference is gonna change essentially every 2 minutes. So, that's why I can't just copy paste it. So let me actually put away my iPad. There we go. There we go. So just to show you guys what this is, it's gonna generate a whole bunch of different references for you. So let's do any sex, but make sure they're clothed. No NSFW. Pose. Action is kind of better. Front will help me a little bit more. And then let's do 5 minutes. So yeah, it's gonna generate some different references, and basically the aim isn't to draw the reference exactly. You're just supposed to kind of draw the motion lines, or kind of the motion, the curves that you see. So I'll do a demo right now. Actually, let's do this. Let's do 10 minutes. So that I can take a good look. Yeah, so see, this is gonna be our reference picture. I'm gonna replace it right now with the iPad, and I'm just gonna try to draw that pose. And even though you guys aren't gonna be able to see it, I'm still gonna be able to see it, but the point isn't to necessarily draw the exact pose, but just kind of the feeling of it, the vibe, right? Kind of a lot of landmarks. But it is helpful if you're able to do it speedily. Because when I was taking drawing classes, we would start with what was it, I want to say 30 minutes per pose, and then little by little our professor would shrink it. Then it would by the end of it we were just drawing within 30 seconds. And I'm actually already forgetting some of the important stuff, such as you're supposed to kind of sketch out the overall shape first before you get into the specifics. So I was supposed one way is to just head, and then the general shape like that. Because then sometimes you could get stuck. You could get stuck on a kind of a certain body part. And this is gonna be a little rough so far. That's why I set it to 10 minutes. But the aim is that eventually you're building up kind of a little bit of muscle memory for yourself. Sticky, sticky. So quick comparison. You know, so that's the reference. This is what I'm drawing so far. But I still have about 8 minutes, so I can try to work on it just a little bit more. Make it so it's not super duper sketchy. And the thing too with using references like this is to not draw what you think you see, but to actually draw what you see. And I know that sounds very well, duh, but it's something that a lot of beginner art, or artists in general, I can't even say beginner because I still do this a lot, is you draw what you think you see instead of what you actually see. So you actually have to take a good Mike's hard look at the drawing itself. Take a look at the lines that make it up, you know? Thank you. And sorry, I'm missing a couple of messages right now on the chat, but I wanna see how much I can get onto the digital canvas before I go back to the yaps. Sticky. One big weakness I have is feet. Feet and boots and stuff. Do. The only thing with this site is that if you aren't careful with like how you put your settings, you will get like full nude shots. It's for artistic reasons, of course. Like when you learn how to draw like the human figure, especially in a class environment, you will have nude models. It's artistic nudity, you know. But you know, if you're just like drawing in your home and you like live with a roommate or parents and they walk in on you and they're like, why is there naked people on your screen? It's just something to kind of be aware of, right? Hands too. Hands are pretty hard. Ding, 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 ding. And she has a weapon. She has like a knife. Some kind of... What do you have there? A knife! No! How many more minutes? 5 minutes? That should be enough time for... I think she has a knife here too. Okay, really quick comparison. That's the reference that I'm looking at. This is the drawing so far. Realistic faces too are like pretty hard for me. My face is too long. Let me see if I can get like just the general shape of their hair. They have locks, which like are really nice to like, I don't know, there's something satisfying about them, but I also don't have a lot of experience with drawing locks. So there has to be like a little bit of curl to it. There's lots of like dynamic shapes that you can make with the locks. Okay. So I think that's as much detail as I want to put in there. So I want to definitely work more on like there could be a little bit more exaggeration. Like if you look at the pose, there could be a little bit more like curve here, for example, like the shoulder part. And I think I saw someone say something about negative space. Sorry, let me catch up on chat right now, and then we'll warm up with another drawing. Okay, let's see. That sounds rough but fun. Yeah. It's been a minute since I took life drawing, and it was fun but also really challenging, and to this day I still struggle with like drawing human figures. Draw Daily still works. I used to love it for years, but it gave me an error message. It works for me, so maybe I thought the site was defunct. I wonder what happened. Maybe I don't know if it's like limited in any way, but it's been working for me. I thought it was gonna be like a virtual doll you can pose and draw over. I know that Clip Studio Paint can do that, and I used to have Clip Studio Paint, but I just found it more comfortable to draw on my iPad, so I eventually just stopped. You know, I just stopped using it. Sorry, I'm like reading text messages too on my phone. But yeah, Clip Studio Paint seems really cool, but I feel like I won't be able to use it until either it comes to iPad or I get a tablet that is like one of those like screen tablets, because I have a tablet, like a Wacom tablet, but it's one of those without a screen, which I used for a very long time. I think that's totally fine to use, but for something as sophisticated as like Clip Studio, I don't know, it just doesn't quite capture like my brushstrokes the way that I want it to. I thought the site was defunct. Is that a sticky? Is that a sticky? A good way to make your drawing make your drawing you're actually seeing is to look at the— yes, you're the one that said it. Yes, so beeplebees is completely right. The negative space is really useful in terms of like how to and what we mean by negative space is like this, like all this right here. So instead of looking at like the line of the arm, look at the line of like the space around it. You know, I think that would, for example, help with like making a little bit more exaggeration with it. Hands are actually the worst thing to draw when stationary, but doing dynamic poses with hands is actually so easy. I just don't get it sometimes. It can be really fun. I think I struggle more with like— here, let me see if I could draw my paw right now. I struggle more with like dynamic poses, like the grabbing, you know? My paw is actually a little stubby. Actually, what helped me get like a little bit better at hands, which is gonna be funny when I like totally mess this up, is actually beeplebees' tip of like the negative space. Because like what helps me is like the negative space between each finger. You know, my paw looks so weird for a bear, huh? Now that I think about it. It looks almost like those humans, you know? My nail is not that sharp, but it's one of those like stylistic things that I like so much. Got too used to drawing furry-like faces, I struggled to make human faces. That's me with like anime faces. Like I feel like my faces trend towards anime style, which is a bad thing. There's like a reason why so many art teachers are like, don't do that. Because like, it's not that every art teacher hates anime style, even though I know some do. It's more of like, you gotta know how to do it realistically. Not you have to, but it helps. It helps to know how to do it realistically so that you know how to stylize it into either anime or cartoony style. Because I know that that's always like a big art video topic, is like, why art teachers hate anime. And it's not that they individually all hate anime. I think it's because of the whole like, you know, you have to know kind of the basics before stylizing. The fundamentals, if you will. Same, except I drew yaoi one time and I forgot how to draw women after that. That's funny because for a while when I was into male VTubers, I still kind of am, I only drew men, and for a while I was like, how do I draw boobs? I forgot how to draw boobies. I was trying to draw more chubby like human faces and then make them skinnier. It's kind of working, but still hard. I hear that's also good with if you are used to drawing skinny but want to draw like chubbier faces as well. Wait, same, I just got used to my MS Surface touchscreen that I completely stopped using my big tablet. Bears with opposable thumbs would actually rule the world. That's a really good hand, thanks. Thanks, that means a lot. So, on the topic of bears with opposable thumbs, pandas. Like, well, it's like a pseudo thumb, isn't it? It's actually like a sixth. Is it a six finger? Because they have like 5 fingies. They have 5 claws, and then they have like an opposable one, but it's literally just to hold bamboo. So I think, right? I think it's like a 6th appendage. All right, I'm gonna do another one, but this time it's just gonna be 5 minutes. So let's see what I can do. Erase that. Oh, I need to be clothed. I need this model to be clothed. Action. You can do all. Oh, if it's back, I'm kind of screwed. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Let me show you guys the reference. This is the reference. This is the reference. Let's freaking go. Alright, but this time I only have 5 minutes. So I'm gonna try and start first with just like a bunch of lines of motion, and then kind of sharpen from there. They're wearing a cool, like, I want to say kilt. Here, I'll let you guys see it again for a little bit longer, right? Peg School, hello. We're doing a little bit of drawing. I'm trying to warm up first before I try to draw my wife, Agnes Tachyon from Uma Musume. But here's our reference. We're gonna just spend 5 minutes on it. Yeah, it's a little random coded, isn't it? Like a little like I don't know, do you think Randon would be I don't think he would be opposed to wearing a kilt, unless I feel like he would have anxieties of like, is that culturally appropriate for me to wear a kilt if I don't have that kind of heritage? But alright, let's do this. 5 minutos. And go. Just gonna try to draw like the general shape. The biggest line of motion is like the axe, or not the axe, but like the hands holding the axe. Cause there's like a big like kind of sweeping thing here, but let's try to sharpen it up. He's just like, ah. Thought it was dead. And what also kind of throws you off with this one is there's like the sash of the kilt. And like I said, the aim of these like gesture drawings is not accuracy. Like you're not trying to like 100% recreate it, but just get like the motion. I also struggle with knees, but at this point it's like, what don't I struggle with, right? But I do remember one time when I was still on the Tumblrs, there was like a cool art tip of like to draw the inside of a knee, you essentially have to draw like a cherub. Like you have to draw like a child essentially, and somehow that does translate into like how to draw a knee. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But it also, if it works. I swear I saw it on Tumblr. I saw it on Tumblr. I'll show you guys after this. I finished this gesture drawing. Struggle is real, but you can't improve without it. True. Very true. Especially in the world of art, you know? I didn't talk about this when it happened, but I think shortly before one of my streams, I think either the Saturday one or the one last night? No, I think it was the Saturday one. Tumblr, is that website still alive? Listen, I'm old. I'm old. I used to frequent Tumblr back before the great, you know, the great deadening. The great... when they took out all of the raunchy stuff and it like literally killed the site. But I used to frequent it back in the 2010s, you know? I'm old. I've only heard of Amogus in the Eye. Yeah, I've heard of that one too. Where it's like if you're drawing like an eye, just gotta like... Is it just like that? Or it's like this, right? Oh, it's to draw like like tears in your eyes. You got a little like Amogus here. Amogus. Why did I do that to the knee? Oh no, 5 minutes elapsed, I lost the reference. Now, actually, I could go back. But I'll pause it because I didn't get a chance to work on the hair at all. Let me just do a few quick touches and then I'll show you guys. We'll compare with the reference. Don't stop. Alright, here's the drawing. Here's the reference. You ready? There we go. Yeah, I feel like there could still be a little bit more exaggeration, right? Especially with like wherever there's like a curve, but I also feel like it's not too bad. I could, you know what, there could be more like clothing folds, right? Clothing folds right there. Not too bad. There's always room for improvement, right? Let's see. Only everywhere I see his face, Cupid. The Great Gooner Exodus. Exactly, Matthew. There was a time where Tumblr was but a utopia, a super hulock utopia with a dash of Hetalia and fandom discourse and the yaois and whatnot. And oh my gosh, what was that fandom back in the 2010s? Voltron. Voltron. It was like a yaoi paradise, and then they decided no more naughty stuff. And then the site died a slow death, and it's technically still alive, but it's really more of a corpse. But not only is Tumblr still alive, they just had DashCon too. Okay, I was just proven wrong. I was just proven wrong. beeplebees is giving us the scoop. What do you mean they had DashCon too and it was successful? That's crazy. That looks like a Phantom. Oh, it does kind of look like Phantom. Did they have the ball pit again? Yeah, I'm so curious about this now. Like, what do you mean they had DashCon too? I'm so curious. Did they have like a better ball pit? Super Hulock is a certified phrase that awakens the sleeper agent in me. Oh my gosh, I was like thick into it. I wasn't even into Supernatural. I was into the other two. I was into Sherlock and Doctor Who, but I wasn't even into Sherlock that much. I just watched the series and was like, wow, I like this. You know, I feel like there are other people who were like really into it, you know? Slow Death is generous. Tumblr was taken out back and shot. Also true. Also true. They did have the ball pit. That's crazy. That's amazing. What a comeback. What a comeback. Yeah, I was definitely a Whovian. I was like, out of the Super Wholock trio, Doctor Who was my thing. Ninth Doctor is always gonna be my favorite, followed by the 10th and 11th. And then I watched a little bit of Peter Capaldi, but not as much as I would have wanted. Like, he seems like he was like a really cool doctor too. And then after that, I just didn't watch Doctor Who after that. I like was thinking about watching the one where David Tennant returns, but haven't yet. I can't think of really a time where I can, because I still want to watch like the Uma Musume, you know, film and the anime. There's a lot on my backlog that I would want to look at as well, but I'm just so busy with Digimon TCG and streaming and work and all these other things. So who knows? It's something that I would like. Maybe if I am taking the train or a long car ride somewhere, which should mention, me and Beans have one last trip before the summer ends. I'm not gonna say where just yet, but if you've been keeping track of where I usually go near the end of the summer, you'll probably figure out where it is. It wasn't a gigantic thing, it was a very nostalgic event. Tumblr is still very much a husk of its former self, which makes me sad, but staff does it to themselves. For real, right? Like, at the same time though, I do wonder, had it not been for that, like, mass exodus because of that ruling, the no corn ruling, right? Would Tumblr still be, you know, like, alive and well nowadays, right? Because, like, other stuff from that era is still alive, kind of. Like, Twitter, but I don't know. That also is kind of like a husk of its former self. It's still active, but, like, you have to sift through so much rage bait and algorithm stuff, and I don't know. It's just not the same. Back then, there was also a social media called Plurk. Did any of you guys use Plurk? I just remember that one was interesting because it was basically like Twitter but horizontal. Like, I don't quite, you know what? I'll draw it. I'll draw it for you guys. Plurk looked like this. You had, like, you know, your PFP. One of the weird things about Plurk is that the PFPs, the profile pictures, were humongous. They were like 200 by 200 pixels or something like that. No, even bigger. I forgot how big they were, but, you know, let's say that you have your PFP right here, some info. I forgot what the info was. And then this is your feed right here. This is your feed, and you would have, like, your friends, like, you'd see their icon here, and it would be kind of like almost like a timeline, right? So, like, the more recent posts would be like here, and then the like older posts would be back here. And it's kind of like this, and then you would, like, hover. You would hover over, like, a plurk, you know? And then it would extend into, like, you know, all their text, followed by, like, comments from other people, right? So you could write, like, you know, like, I farted. And then, like, you'd have, like, little, like, responses. Lol. Lamau. Stuff like that. Oh, we have an ad break soon. We have an ad break soon. But I will read your guys's your guys's chat messages. Let me put you out in recess. Let's see what I can answer before the ad break. I haven't watched past the Day of the Doctor, and it was probably the last Doctor Who episode I ever saw. The show is no longer on Netflix, and I had to fight my parents to get the BBC channel for, like, one day on TV. Oh man. Oh, is it really not available outside of, like, BBC channel? They're just making stuff up. Plurk, yeah, right. No, it's true. It's true. Look it up. There's gonna be an ad break soon, but I swear it existed. I didn't make it up. You have to wait. You have to believe me. You have to believe me. All right, I'll see you guys in about 3 minutes. How dare you? How dare you? No, the ad break! Okay, looks like we're back. Did you guys, I saw that you guys were looking up Plurk. I'm glad that you were doing that and not just calling me fake. It's real, it's real. You guys looked it up, right? Yeah, that UI was definitely different. Look, I am looking at screenshots right now. Wow, it's on Wikipedia. And it's real, it's not fake. Even, I love that the mascot, I forgot that the mascot looks like that. It's just like a animal without a head? Anyway, what it is and how to join it. Yeah, if you guys want to see, let me copy and paste and I'm gonna put it in the chat. Still sounds fake, it's not fake. There we go. Yeah, it's like a weird horizontal UI. Let's see. Let me see what you guys are saying. The UI is horrendous. I love it. It's just Taiwanese Twitter. No, it's different. It's different. It's different. It's horizontal, and the difference, Bibing Cubs, could save your life. Ungak sounding ass name. No, it's real. It's real. We're so back. Plurk was created by the A team. I pity the fool who hasn't plurked. Amogus predecessor. Yeah, actually. Actually, yeah, you have a good point. It's the little mascot. It is kind of like an Amogus. Amogus. Okay, now we draw. Let's freaking draw, shall we? Now the question is, do I draw Chibi Agnes Tachyon, or do I just try to like use this reference? Uncanny, like a valley, like a valley. So I was just before I started like locking in with my drawing, I was talking about I mentioned it, but there's a bat. There's a bat on the like outer frame of the door of our like front door. We're not sure what to do. Well, we told our building people about it, and it's like, oh, the bat's so cute, and I hope that like pest control doesn't kill it, but unfortunately I feel like that might be what happens, right? Because I don't know if there's any like, I don't know if there's any like places where we could just like, you know, be like, hey, come rescue this little guy. Freaking chicken legs looking at. Just kidding. What drew you? Get it? To that Musume? I like that she's insane. I like that she's, you know, she got that. She got them crazy eyes. I'll show you. If you just take one look at my Twitter and see all of the Agnes Tachyon posting I've been doing. Not my Babinka Bear Twitter, my Pau Pandan Twitter. I've been doing a lot of like Tachyon posting lately, and she's just so cute. Is there not animal control? I think because it's after 5 o'clock, everywhere's closed. Which we can wait until tomorrow, but apparently, according to Beans, he said that he saw the bat since yesterday. So I don't know if the little guy's exhausted, you know? I don't know if the little guy's just like exhausted and like resting and maybe it'll fly away on its own. Or if it's, you know, if it just went there to like it's stuck there, you know? The leg is too short. Nah, you know what? I'm just gonna do Chibi. I'm being indecisive. Just a little tuckered out. He is just a little. I'm hoping that like when we open the door tomorrow morning, he'll be gone. Yeah, he'll be on his merry way, you know? Because like I would want to like find a way to help him, but also I am scared of rabies, I'm not gonna lie. And that's not like, not every wild animal has rabies. What is it like? For example, possums are usually feared for having rabies, but they're actually immune to it. But I think bats can still have it, right? Like, I know it's not that much of like a like possibility that you might get rabies, but I don't want to risk it. Ever since finding out like the symptoms of all of that, it's scary, man. Yeah, I think Pexco was asking me what drew me to Agnes Tachyon. I do find myself usually like drawn to the not unhinged, but like the ones that make the freaky like Gesugao faces. There we go. I'm like starting to get like some kind of idea of like how to do this body. Shoes. The bane of my existence. There we go. Aren't all mammals susceptible to rabies? Is there like a lore reason why horse names are like that? I actually don't know. That's a good question because like I don't think that's limited to Japan. It's like, you know, aren't like American horse names also kind of ridiculous? Because I remember someone telling me about like I think was it Folk that mentioned it, but I remember hearing it like a long time ago, but there's a horse named Potatoes, but it's spelled Putu with 8 O's, so it's supposed to be read put 8 O's. I wasn't following Pao Pandan because I felt like maybe that was more personal. Oh no, it's not. It's not like a private account or anything. It's just more of like my art account. So, potatoes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, potato. Yeah, you guys can follow that account. It's where I post like more of my arts because I like Babinka Bear. The Babinka Bear account is more so like strictly like streamer stuff, you know? Whereas like Pao Pandan is where I post like a little bit more of my art, but I also do a lot of retweets. So just be forewarned if you want to see like actual content from me, you're poop out of luck. Recently, there's also images floating around of horses named Fortnite Dance and Skibbity Riz. That's crazy. Actually, it kind of makes sense. I googled weird horse name and one of them is G-Spot. The heck? Oh no. Let's see. I always make the forehead too small, so halfway points. This is where the like brows would be. There we go. So she has like somewhat of a forehead. There we go. Usain Colt is crazy. Usain Colt. Gosh, that's a good one. Speaking of crazy horse names, there's a breeding horse stud named Kids Look Intouchable. His dad's name is Kids Classic Style and his mom is Look Intouchable. Hello? That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. Let's see. Kids Look Intouchable. They really did the ship name for the kid. That's kind of crazy. I thought that was like a Filipino only thing where like you name your kid after your ship name. Does that mean all right, brainstorm guys. If me and Beans have cubs, what would their names be if we're going off ship name? Would it be Beanzinka? Would it be Beanzinka? Or would it be Beans? Beans. It's a horse naming convention? It is? I actually didn't know that. Oh, is that why there's like, no, I was thinking about like how there's Mejiro McQueen, Mejiro Ryan. Bibinka. Bibinka! That's a good one. Filipino naming conventions like Grow a Garden de la Cruz. Bazinga? Bazinga? No way 2 of you said Bazinga. Like, no way. We're ending the stream here. I'm just kidding. No way 2 people in a row said Bazinga. Babinska. People pay for horse. Oh. People pay for horse D-Day. You know what? The cat mouth was just gonna be a placeholder, but I kind of like it. It makes her look very smug. What are her eyes have like a very interesting like design. It's like scan lines. And she has no like shine in her eyes. It's how you know she's like dead inside. Okay, let's see what we can do with the hair. Wait, what are we listening to? This is no longer Chromacopia. Let's listen to... Ooh! You know what I haven't listened to in a minute? Gorillas. Bibinska. Yeah, actually, like, Uma Musume is quite literally, like, my first foray into anything horse-related. I was never, like, a horse person growing up. Never, like, a horse gal. You know what's funny? When I was but a young cub, I was actually not super obsessed with my own kind, with bears. That wasn't until I was, like, I don't know, like, college or something. My favorite animals, when I was younger, was cows and wolves. And wolves was specifically when I was like in my edgy, you know, like teenage phase. And I think it was because of Digimon. Because my favorite character was Matt. Actually, I could like exaggerate her hair more. Yeah, there we go. Are we the last living souls? Living souls. Okay, I might need to make this smaller so I can fit her horse ears, her big honkin' ears. Are we the last living souls? And then she got the little ahoge. Tongue. What was the name of that song? Which one? The before I started playing Gorillas? I think it was hold on. Oh no, did we lose it? I'm sure I've got to look back in the VOD and try to remember because it followed right after whatchamacallit. We were listening to Chromacopia. I'm sorry about that, Fugubi. Unless you were referring to Gorillas, in which case this is Gorillas. Almost as bad as me wanting to name my cat HP LaserJet M110W black and white wireless printer. That's a pretty solid name. Wolves checks out. Yeah, I was all into Metal Garurumon and like Maddie Ishida, and he was like, dude, he's such a goober now that I think about it. Like if you think about like Digimon and how like he was this lone wolf guy, and then when he was a he wasn't even a teenager, he was like a middle schooler. Started a band called what was it? Is it the Lone Wolves? What was the name of his band? Yamato had a band in season 2. Teenage Wolves, right? Wasn't it Teenage Wolves? He's such a goober. And his album was just announced? Oh no, it wasn't just announced. It's August 1st, 2024. A freaking album. I was a cat enjoyer when I was a little child, and I would let the strays into our house and feed them. My grandma barred me from doing that after one of the cats ate the spaghetti for dinner. Oh no! What's funny is something similar happened to my dad. A cat ate like food that he accidentally left out for himself, and from then on he said that he didn't like cats until we got a cat. Like, or until my mom got a cat, and then he always wants like attention from the cat now. He's like, I don't know why this cat doesn't like me. I just want to pet it. So yeah, look at the VOD when I got the time written down. Oh, you got the time written. Okay, cool. Matt would wear those emo wolf shirts and listen to rock and emo while posting those deep quotes. No /J. That's exactly what he would do. That's like 100% what he would do, though. Like... Matt Ishida and his Digimon Goobermon. And then he digivolves into Gooberbermon. Wasn't there a skit in Try where they told him what was his band name since it changed so much? Did it really? I that sounds vaguely familiar. I like laud myself as like an adventure super fan. Like I know everything about the adventure series, but when it comes to stuff like Try and 02, like all that information just flies out the window. Actually, let me do the code before I do anything. This album, Demon Days, like it brings back memories of like being in like middle school and high school. I think I even remember listening to this album like specifically at like high school graduation too. But I think by then it had already like aged a bit, so I remember like listening to it during my high school graduation and being like, oh, this is nostalgic. How the heck do lab coats work? How do coats work? Magnets, man. How do they work? Or I think it was the end of O2, but English only, since they like the many. They like to make more jokes. Wait, you're right. You're right. Like, especially in the dub, right? Kids with guns. Kids with guns. Yes, and it's so good. ICP reference. The funny thing is I didn't even like listen to ICP that much growing up, but I was a Homestuck fan once upon a time. So like what was the name of the character that was really into it? Gamzee. Gamzee was like into it, right? ICP. So I just remember like that was one of the like it was an ICP meme, but it became a Homestuck meme too. Kids with guns. Easy does it, they got something to say no to. Into monsters. Into fire. It was one of those CDs in which every song ended and started into each other, so it was a whole experience, and Spotify ruined it. Yeah, that and oh my god, I'm trying to think of like there was another album I really liked that like went all into each other. I don't think it transitioned into each other, but I remember I really liked the one Panic at the Disco album. I Write Sins But Not Tragedies. I think some of the songs led into each other, and it was so good. Homestuck mention! Tumblr and Homestuck mentioned in one stream. What is this, 2013? It is. We've time traveled. Wake up, Orlando. What do you mean Twitch? What do you mean 2020 pandemic? You must have had a crazy dream. Sometimes I think about that. It's a joke that I sometimes like mention, like with Beans, like, oh, imagine if you just wake up one day and you're like back in the first grade. And it's funny because I think Beans always says something to the amount of like, we gotta start betting on stocks. We gotta start buying stocks. We gotta start buying like very specific stocks. Like if you were to go back to like when you were in elementary school, right? Because I think I remember thinking about it because we had watched Erased. That one anime Erased where like essentially the plot is that but with like a smidge of murder. But like murder aside, if you like went back in time and you were in the body of like your first grade self, you know, like what would you do? And I remember I think in Erased there's even a scene where like the main character is like, I don't remember where I sat. Like, I don't remember where I sat in the classroom. And like if you really think about it, if you were to go back in time to the first grade, and then for I guess non-Bear Americans, that how old would you be in first grade? You would be 6? 6 or 7? Like would you remember where you sat? Like would you remember who your friends were? I feel like I remember who my friends were, but I don't know if I would remember where I sat. I was in like the first grade. I kind of remember. I think I was like next to the classroom door, and I remember the only thing I remember from first grade is that my mom liked gifting shirts to my teacher, and I was one of 2 students that learned cursive in the first grade, and I felt so full of it. I was like, I get to learn. We didn't even call it cursive, we called it handwriting, even though like technically like this is also handwriting, right? Because you're writing with your hand. But like we learn cursive. We learn like, you know, like cursive. Gold chip stonks. Let's see. When you're in the mood, you search for Demon Days live in Manchester Opera House. It's such a good concert. Ooh, I'm kind of down. Except for Dare, every other song is great. Not in that concert, Sean Ryder ruined it by being super drunk. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. The only thing missing is talking about FNAF in Season 3 League of Legends, and you would successfully throw me back in time. I'm sorry, Orlando. I wasn't into either of those back in the day. FNAF, I, like, heard about, and I still remember when it first came out, and a few of my, like, IRL friends played it. And I just remember like the jump scares were like pretty good. But other than that, I never really got into it like fandom wise. Going back in time to invest in Bitcoin. I've been stuck listening to this band called the Mass of the Fermenting Dregs, and 2 songs from them go perfectly go perfect one after the other. The first is 1960, then Into Helluva. Okay. What's the style? What's the like genre of that band? Because then I may give it a listen. I remember the seats changed and we always had our names on the desk. Oh yeah, we had like the little name cards, like little, like you had sometimes depending on the class, your teacher would let you like decorate your name card with like little stickers or drawings and stuff, but your name still had to be like visible. Bless you, Beans. Let's see, let me look at the reference. Oh, it's just like a slight wrinkle. Not like a huge one like I drew. So if you went back to being a first grader, you would invest in gold chip stonks, is what you guys are telling me. First song is chill rock for 1960, then hell of a turn new. Ooh, new metal. Oh, everyone's saying bless you. He like left the room right now to get something. I remember oh, I read that one already. Okay, let's look it up. Mass of the fermenting dregs. Ooh. Oh, I like the art. I like the art in their albums. Would you happen to know, Fugubi, what album? Or you said 1960 and then Helluva? Let me see. If I was back to being a first grader, I would know now to give this high schooler my 20 peso bill. I needed help to buy something, but he stole it and bought fish balls. Oh, I miss fish balls. Actually, I had it relatively recently. I went to like a boba spot that had fish balls. And I was like, oh, this feels nostalgic. If I was a first grader, what would I do? Is there... Not to get too sad, but I'm like, is there anyone that I'd want to spend time with before I knew that that would be like the last time? Probably, I have a step-grandpa, or had a step-grandpa. Like, my grandma remarried when she was like in her 50s. And, yeah, my step-grandpa was just pretty cool. Pretty cool guy. Though, a part of me wonders, okay, so he was Republican, like, in the 90s, right? So a part of me is like, had he not passed away, I wonder if he would have supported the current happenings without getting too political, you know. So, like, but I don't know. It's because he was also like, I saw him as like a super smart dude. He worked for or I don't think he worked for NASA, but he worked in like aerospace. But he like mentioned NASA every other time because like he was really into space. But he's also kind of a nerd. Because he really liked Star Trek. He was a Trekkie. He made little models of UFOs, and he would like call me into his office. He had like a little home office, and like he would call me in every so often to be like, "Babinko, look at the like." It's funny because he called me by like my full name, like. You know, you guys call me Binka. Like, that's actually, like, I go by my nickname, IRL. And very rarely do people call me by, like, my actual, like, legal government name. But, like, my step-grandpa was, like, the only person that, like, Babinka, come here. Like, I have something to show you. And it would be, like, a little model UFO. Why does he sound like Obama? That's just my impression of him. Okay, I'll say this. So like my whole family is Filipino, but like the guy, my step grandpa is white, like he like American like white. So like, you know, I grew up listening to Filipino accents, and he was like the one sole like thick American accent. Like, so it was always funny when he would like say Filipino words and he had like a thick accent. Babinka, let me be clear. Turns out my step grandpa didn't die. He became president. Well, first of all, he changed his ethnicity and became president. If you got a seafood city close to you, it's the best place to get Filipino street food. Oh yeah, I live in Los Vincos. I've lived in Filipino enclaves before. I kind of miss Filipino food because I live with my partner, Beans, and he's Russian. So, actually, he's not Russian. He's actually been trying to distance himself from like the Russian identity. He's Uzbek. He's from a country that used to be ruled by Russia, but like he speaks Russian. So, my fellow Filipinos, let me be clear. I'm not gonna read that, Matthew. Don't ruin my memory of my step-grandpa. But he was interesting. Like, in retrospect, I feel like he might have... Had he not passed away, I feel like he might have supported the current regime. Maybe not as extreme as it's getting nowadays, but I don't know. Yeah, Matthew. Beans is Uzbek. It's a former USSR state, Uzbekistan. But he said that like growing up, people don't know what that like where or what that is, so he would just be like, I'm Russian. But with recently, like with how politics have been going, he's been trying to distance himself from that. He's like, I'm Uzbek. Like I'm not Russian. But he speaks Russian. And it's funny, he can't read Russian though. Which the reason why I say it's funny is because I can read Russian, but he can't. Where is he Russian to? Matthew's knocking it out of the park today. Like, got the zingers. Oh my gosh, I forgot to. Speaking of zingers, Beans and I, our latest our latest background noise, like our latest show that we like to just listen to, and not like actively watch. But then we get like really into it, and then we do end up actually watching it. MasterChef. We've been watching a lot of MasterChef, and like at first I didn't really like it because everyone's just so mean. Everyone's just so mean. But that's like the whole point of like, you know, reality TV is that you want to live vicariously, like the drama that you don't get in your real life, you want to see it in reality TV. So I get it, but like everyone's just so mean. Everyone's just so mean. Not just Gordon and the other judges, but like the other contestants are just so mean to each other. Bites into a red pepper. It's raw. He says it like once every other episode, if not once every episode. The first episode really set the tone for the rest of the MasterChef series. The real master? Wait, what do you mean? Is there a fake MasterChef? Feel good. My brother has met Gordon Ramsay. He's a cool dude. Oh, nice. I would expect so. I feel like Dual Master Chef. It's Master Chef, not Master Duel. Yeah, I would expect actually hold on. Let me pause real quick. Yeah, I was gonna say that I feel like Gordon Ramsay seems like he's really good at playing up the aggressiveness for the camera. You know, I feel like he himself as a person might not be as like mean-spirited all the time. And I think the main evidence for that is when you watch like MasterChef Junior, which I haven't done yet actually. I haven't watched MasterChef Junior. I would be interested in it. But it seems like, have you seen that meme that he just treats like kids a lot better than he treats like adult chefs? And it's because like, oh, sometimes he's like doing that to like chefs who are acting uppity, whereas like the kids, you know, like I don't know, if any of you guys have watched MasterChef Junior, please feel free to correct me because I haven't watched it yet, but it just seems like he's nicer on that one. Like there's the meme of him being like, oh dear, oh precious, and then like to adults, you freaking donkey. He's British. You freaking donkey. But yeah, it does feel like, you know, once you kind of figure out how reality TV works, you can kind of see where it's likely that the producers are like, oh, I need you to like play up the drama of this scene, you know? But whoever those producers are, they're pretty good at their job because like I have been rage baited once or twice. There are a couple of characters in this season that we're watching that I'm like, I hate this person. I hate Katrina. I hope she loses. I hope like... Each week the Wonky Quartet is given a Yu-Gi-Oh deck building prompt by a great judge in which they will attempt to deck build around and judge according. Oh, that's a pretty cool idea. That's pretty cool. Also, Gordon is a Chad. One time he got run over while biking and still showed up for the shot to prove he wasn't lying with the bruising. That's crazy. He really could have just gone to the hospital. I mean, like, he's European. They have free healthcare over there. We don't have that here in America. That's crazy. Each week it's just a 4-player crash out series. I saw that vid. The bruise is insane. Oh my gosh. And now I'm curious. Let me take a look see right now. Gordon Ramsay. Bro got run over? Was involved in a serious bike. Oh, he was in Connecticut. Never mind. Maybe that's why he didn't go to the hospital. Because he knew that it would, like, cost an arm and a leg. Do I dare look at Access Hollywood's video? Oh no, there's a YouTube video. Yeah, I'm not gonna show it on screen, but you guys are probably gonna hear the audio. An Iron Man. Oh, what the heck? That's gigantic. That looks... Oh my gosh. That's insane. That's insane. That's like a and he still showed up. He could be in the hospital, but of course then he would have to pay like $2 billion, you know? Yeah, $10 million to United Healthcare, exactly. GR getting ran over while cycling in America. Baseball, huh? American football. Why do they call it football? If you're using your hands, you need to call it hand egg. Indubitably. Alright, what are some details that I'm forgetting here? With my darling wife. My wife? You can't really see where the arm starts, so let me clarify that. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm starting to hyperfixate a little too much on the sweater or on the clothes, so let me just finish off the shoes and then we'll focus on the face, on her cute face. This is how bad his hands were. Yeah. His hands were shaking. I wasn't sure if it was just like you know, like not necessarily like a nervous tick, but like sometimes people just like fidget. I wasn't sure if it was that, but yeah, it did seem like they were like pretty noticeably shaking. I might just leave this like pretty sketchy because like I could add some color, but I don't know if I have that kind of energy. But yeah, so like Beans and I have been watching a lot of MasterChef recently. Maybe he may be mean, but he does it out of love for people to improve. Yeah. Well, yes, especially like cuz I only started watching MasterChef in like the more recent seasons, but then we're watching older seasons, like the one I think we're on the season where it's like 2006, 2005, and before that I think we were watching Hell's Kitchen, but I told Beans to like turn it off because I just couldn't handle it because there were parts where he was just being like really mean-spirited, like. But this was like back like at the like not very beginning of his career, but it was like I want to say 20 years ago, right? Like in the 2000s. I think it was Hell's Kitchen, and like he's just like endlessly yelling at a person that is very obviously having like a panic attack, and like saying things like, "You know, you're useless, right?" Like, it just felt like too much, and I was like, "Okay, I don't wanna watch this anymore." And then by MasterChef, he seems to have like calmed down, but he still does give like very scathing criticism, right? Because we're watching like the 2005, no, not 2005, 2020, like 15, 2016 seasons. And he, you know, he still gives like scathing critiques, but like it's not as much and it's not as bad. And then by the point we're at now, because MasterChef is still going, he seems to have calmed down a lot. Are you a Hotel Hell enjoyer or a Kitchen Nightmares enjoyer? It's because in Hell's Kitchen, even though it's a reality show, it's a restaurant that he actually runs, so the frustration and anger is slightly justified. Yeah. The episode we saw, though, he was also being really mean to, like, the customers, but then again, the customers were also being super rude, because they straight up, like, were waiting so long for their meal that they ordered a pizza and like ate it in the restaurant, which is like one of those like am I the butthole type of things, because it's like, yeah, you were waiting a long time for your food, but then why not just leave? Why not just like just ask for a refund if you like paid up front and leave and eat the pizza? Why do you have to eat the pizza in the restaurant, you know? But also, yeah, like Gordon, instead of being like, I'm so sorry that it's taken a while, you know, instead he was like, yeah, can you frick off? Frick off, can't you see that we're cooking? With my terrible like English accent impression. Go to hell. Counter argument that's funny as frick. Can you imagine? It's like, I've been waiting for my meal for like this many minutes. I'm just gonna order a pizza and eat it there. Alright, let's see what we could do with the mouth. I still want her to look like smug. There you go. Perfect. I do like doing this little like shading the nose type thing. Maybe should her mouth be open? There we go. And then a little bit more like, huh? Nani? There you go. Or I could do this. There you go. Ichimodo. Isn't the thing for Hell's Kitchen they give people a heads up about the situation? That's what I would think, right? Oh! Undisclosed Space Frog, hello! Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Thank you for the raid. Hello, you were streaming, ooh, Fortnite. It's been a minute since I last played Fortnite. How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. My name's Babinka Bear, your local sun bear, art history teacher, and educational streamer. Today we're just drawing some horse girls, a horse gal, if you will. Now, hello, welcome, welcome. Thanks for raiding in. Hello, Saber12X. Hello, Undisclosed Space Frog. That's a cool name. Justin for a Drive. Oh, yo! Hello, Justin for a Drive. What up? Hello, hello. We're doing a little bit of art. We were talking about Gordon Ramsay. We were talking about Hell's Kitchen and MasterChef, because that's what me and my partner have been watching a lot lately. I saw Orlando. What did you say? So Orlando said he did the same thing in a Kitchen Nightmares episode where someone ordered a crab cake. He goes to a restaurant across the street, orders the same thing, gets the food, comes back, and finds out they're still making the crab cake. Insane! Insane in the membrane. From the new Horse Girl game, perhaps? Yes, exactly, Space Frog. Exactly. Excuse me. This is my favorite. Her name is Agnes Tachyon. She's a mad scientist. She is insane, and I kind of dig that. I kind of dig that in a woman and in a horse girl. So yeah, for For Space Frog, and for those that came in with Space Frog, if you guys have to raid and run, no worries at all. If you have to do any kind of post-stream care, like you want to get some snacks, or you need to rest for the day, no worries at all. But if you stay, feel free. We'd love to have you here. We do have a 1-point redeem where you get a nice little sticker based off of Filipino treats, Filipino desserts. So feel free to redeem that. But otherwise, glad to have you. And once again, thanks for the raid, Undisclosed Space Frog. You love that show? Hell yeah. Nice. So yeah, me and my partner have been watching MasterChef. Saber12X, thanks for joining the class. And I think someone else joined as well. Aura Indecisive, hello. Thank you for joining the class. Glad to have you guys here. No problem, nice to meet you. Yeah, you guys are welcome to stay if you want, but totally up to you. I know that streaming can be tiring, so if you want to get yourself some rest, totally get it. We're just drawing the horse gals. And like I said, I think we're just going to keep it sketchy rather than taking our time to like color the whole thing. I've been trying to do runs with Agnes, but it just hasn't been working out. But yeah, what were we talking about? So MasterChef. The most recent complete season was all about generations, and I think that's what piqued my interest, because it was like all the contestants were either part of the baby boomer generation, the Gen X generation, millennials, or Gen Z. And it was kind of like a competition of like, you know, which generation has like the best cooks and stuff. And of course, because it's a reality show, like people were also like trying to up the drama, but I realized too that the drama was nothing compared to like the earlier seasons in like 2015, 2016. And probably even earlier than that. Like people were like definitely very sassy in the older series. While here things were like mostly wholesome, mostly like, you know, good sportsmanship and whatnot. But like there were some jabs here and there, especially age-based, because it's all about generations. Gotta be Gen Z with all the struggle meals they gotta come up with. I feel like every generation had some kind of struggle meal, right? Like if we're talking about the baby boomers, well, I feel like baby boomers, they grew up right after World War II, right? So like maybe they and of course, like the housing market isn't what it is nowadays, but as a millennial, I definitely had like my fair share of struggle meals. I feel like the Gen Xers probably did too. Imagine if they had real ingredients. Yeah, but boomer struggle meals are literally hardtack. Do any of you guys watch what is it? Cooking History? Is it called Cooking History with Max something? And he has this hardtack joke. Boomers had the parents who went through the Great Depression, so they had some wild struggle meals. Yeah, that's why I feel like every generation had like a struggle meal of some sort. And the themes were pretty cute too, with like you know, with MasterChef. To those who aren't familiar, there's like certain challenges, like you know, what you have to cook with an ingredient that's in a mystery box, right? And in the during one of the first ones, it was actually really cute. It was like inside the mystery box was a childhood picture of themselves, and it was like you need to cook a meal that is like based off your childhood. So it was like but like elevated, right? They always use the word like it's elevated. So it's like elevated mac and cheese and like elevated, I don't know, the like, stuff like that. Actually, never mind. There were some crazy struggle meals. Who's coming up with the water pie? The stuff my mom used to make and tell me I love this as a kid while I'm looking at it, wondering if it's food. Like the stereotypical, like, you know, Cartoon Network moms who are like, who wants this onion casserole? No, you know what? That actually sounds kind of good. What's like a wonky sounding casserole? I can't even think of anything because like I was gonna say like fruit salad casserole, but like I've had some really good fruit salads. Like if y'all have ever had like a Filipino fruit salad, it's so good. Gonna head out to got a grocery shop and have a good stream, Binka. Fugupi, I always appreciate when you're here. Thanks for the conversations and everything. So thanks for stopping by. Have fun grocery shopping. But yeah, the themes were really cute in the Generations one. And And then the season that we're on now is called Pairs. So it's based off different, like, instead of just like one contestant, or sorry, instead of like, you know, a team of 16 contestants, they're all paired. So it's like brother and sister, or neighbors, or best friends, or couples, or newlyweds, or there's actually one pair that's like a divorced couple, but they are still friends because they love their son or something like that. So it's pretty interesting. But while waiting for the new episodes, me and my partner started watching like the older episodes from 2015, 2016, and like they're just so much more dramatic and, I don't know, like in your face. Alcohol, 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 white light. So yeah, I've really been digging that lately. It's a nice like guilty pleasure to watch. Cause it's like a little trashy sometimes. It's a teensy. There's a smidge of trash in there. Just a smidge. All right. Anything else that I should add here? Alcohol, 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 white light. I think I could probably stand to add a little bit of color. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's there. Just a little, like a smidge of color. Actually, that's a little too saturated, but we'll fix it. And other than that, what have I been up to? Just Digimon. Just Digimon TCG. There is also the Gundam. The Gundam TCG is having like an event coming up soon. I'm trying to learn it. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I think I should just leave it like that, huh? But didn't know how. Never did know how. Coming up. It's there. You know what? I'm feeling lazy. I'm just gonna color pick. Oh, we got an ad break already? Okay. Well, let me put you guys in recess. And then when we get back, I think we'll finish up our drawing. We'll finish up with coloring, and then I think we'll call it. Because I do feel myself starting to lose a little bit of steam. But be nice to each other during the ad break. Don't eat too many cars out here in the recess parking lot. Be good! We're back. We're back, and I see you guys trying to attack each other. Yeah, I told you guys to be nice. I told you guys to be nice. What are you doing? Here, let me help you guys out. Let me help you guys out with a simple command. Start dancing. No! Wait, why is there bombs? No! 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 I just wanted you guys to dance. I just wanted you guys to have some damn exercise. Executing Order 66? No! The bomb rain dance, and it worked. It worked. Dang it. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. We're gonna be happy together. We're gonna hold hands. Start dancing, everyone. Start dancing. There you go. Hold paws, hold tails. No dancing, only violence. No! No, you guys would rather explode than be nice to each other? What kind of classroom is this? What kind of classroom is this? Oh my god, he's dead. Oh no. I just wanted you guys to dance. Can't we all just get along? Won't somebody please think of the Babinkubs? Won't somebody please think of the children? Maybe they should get sent to detention? Oh, that's right. There's some folks here who haven't seen what detention looks like, huh? There are a couple of new students, right? Well, we're gonna try not to. We're gonna try not to, you guys. I see that you guys are on your best behavior, so we're not gonna do that. No detention. No detention for good kiddos. Oh my god, it took me way too long to realize that they're supposed to be Babinka. Yeah, they're the Babinkubs. If you see beeplebees in the chat, they're actually your parent. They're actually— No, who's attacking me? Beeplebees is attacking me! Beeplebees, the one who is attacking my Babinkub right now, is mercilessly so, is actually the one who designed the Babinkubs. That cute little design that you see down there on the floor, you guys, that was designed by beeplebees. I made the pixel art, but it is the brainchild of beeplebees, so they are your all mother father parent. So you guys are my students with different toppings, by the way. If you guys want different toppings, you guys should check out in my bio, in my Twitch bio, there is a panel that says, was it stream avatars? You could change yourself there. You can make yourself into a little babatter or a Babinkub. I mean, you might get some flan on your head. You could get some egg on your head. The possibilities are really endless. You could be pandan flavored. I use my whole entire brain cell to make them. And look at how they turned out. you like split your single brain cell into many so that each of the Babinkubs could have to a singular brain cell. Egghead? No, you guys aren't eggheads. I thought the small ones were takodachis. They kind of like look like it though, but they have a— I think it's because they're purple. Their default color is actually yellow because they're supposed to be like batter. We turned out so yummy, right? With the singular brain cell within each of you. See, didn't beeplebees do such a good job? Just color this right here. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of possibilities on like how you could design yourself. You could be green, you could be pandan flavored. The purple ones are ube flavor. And then what else? We also have chocolate flavor. You could be mocha flavor. You could be vanilla flavor. You could be a little egghead. Nagutom ako. Actually, I am also getting hungry. I'm also getting hungry. My Tagalog isn't great. I can understand a good amount. Actually, I went to the Philippines not too long ago in like November, and I was actually surprised by how much I could understand. But speaking, I don't know if I could speak because I tried. I tried. And It's funny, my little brother was meeting up with someone in the Philippines, someone who was like a mutual friend of like him and his another person. And they met up, and then they had asked me like, "Oh, do you speak or understand Tagalog?" And I was like, "Oh, I understand." And she's like, "Oh, do you speak it?" And I said, "Konti lang." And she was like, "Oh, you have an accent." And I was and that humbled me really quickly. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna speak anymore. The takodachis have a single fang. We are toothless by default. Exactly. You guys couldn't chew yourselves out of a paper bag. Not that you need to. Not that I'm planning anything. Don't mind the paper bags in the back. We needed it to be nerfed somehow. Teeth would make us OP. Exactly. You guys eat enough. Like if I'm being frank, if I'm being Franklin Delano Roosevelt right now, I think that you guys eat a little. You guys are literally eating me out of house and home. Every time I transition between my scenes, you guys are literally eating it. You know? Every time we're going to like the cub corner, you guys are freaking eat. Oh, why am I huge? Why am I? We haven't been in this scene for a while. There we go. Every time we go to the classroom, you guys are eating me out of house and home. I only know Tagalog up to a 4th grade level. That's still pretty good. That's still good, right? And everyone has told me to be paranoid of getting kidnapped for ransom. Ooh, you got that talk too? Did you get the... I can't even say it because, like, it's gonna come out really racist, but there's this thing that, like, Filipino parents, especially if they're like the older generation, that they used to say, where it's like, you're gonna get stolen by blank. And it is like a racist stereotype. You're gonna get stolen by the blank man. Gives the babinkas and babatters Tokomon teeth. No! Not the Tokomon teeth. Shudders. Big Mr. Pancakes. Mr. Pancakes. Is there anything else to color? Oh yeah, the shoes. The shoes need to be colored in. And then I think we're pretty much done with our little doodle. Oh, you know what? Let's add a little bit more color here. And then she has what looks like scan lines on her eyes. That's just kind of part of her design. So I'll do this. There we go. All right, I think we're pretty much done. I left out some of the details, like her little like flasks and stuff, but it's just supposed to be like a little chibi sketch. You ever get the all you need to do is pray talk as a kid? What's funny is, not really, because my parents weren't really religious at all. My parents were both like the respective black sheeps of their family, so. But my grandparents both like were a little bit more on the religious side, but by the time I came along, they weren't like super strict about it. Like they would go pray, but it's like, I kind of gave up on making my kids religious, so I'm not even gonna try with my grandkid. And yeah, like some of my aunts and uncles are like are way more religious, but like I didn't grow up with them, so or like I would just see them during the holidays, right? So my parents themselves not super religious. Like I feel like they believe in God, because one time they asked me like, do you actually believe in God? Cause your brother told me that he doesn't, and it was shocking. So I think they believe in God. They know how to pray. They taught us how to pray, and the only thing that they did for us religiously was they had us baptized, and it was more so because it was like a social expectation that we got baptized, but I never got confirmed. I never did all the other Catholic stuff, but I am a baptized bear. They did put the water on me as a cub. Peachy Bunny, hello, hello. Peter, the horse is here. George, good evening, George. You missed it. I was talking about Anime Expo and how generous you are. I mean, how mean and ridiculously tall you are. It's George. It's George. Everybody, say hello to George. He was super generous. We met up during Anime Expo. He gave me some gifts. He said very unkind words. No, I'm just kidding. He's a very nice guy. And he also drew some of the animated emotes that you might see on the channel. He did, okay, so he did these emotes. Look, here. And then he also did this. Look, look, look. When you guys are eating me out of house and home, that's by George. So you guys should, you know, if you ever have any animation needs, you should talk to George about it. Bubinka can draw, I think. What is what the heck? It's what is this? What is this thing that I've been working on for the past 2 hours? I know it's not the best, but you guys, I live similarly. Nice, nice. Anime AX, same. I never did my confirmation. Yeah, I never got confirmed. They just put water on me, you know, said some stuff, and then everyone went to go get dinner after, or actually lunch. I think lunch would actually be the proper term. Hop on horse game. Hopcon? Hopcon? Never had FOMO till this past AX because the Union Arena booth was giving away cool promos. Yeah, there was a lot of like TCG stuff happening at this year's AX. Is somebody here a good artist? Is somebody here a good artist? I love how George just like, me, I'm a good artist. Me. Oh, she's gone. Nerd! I am a nerd. I am a little bit of a nerd. But yeah, see, I drew my wife, Agnes Tachyon, the best mad scientist insane horse. The details aren't there, but do they really need to be? Do they really need to be? Alright, well, we'll yap for like 10 minutes more, and then I think I'll call it. But I will end raids right now. Yeah, we'll end raids right now. Because Peachy Bunny and George just got here, I can't just end the stream when they just got here, right? When do you guys want to talk? You guys want to talk about your feelings? Let's... No, we were talking about, like, MasterChef. We were talking about, like, reality TV. And then talking about church stuff. I don't know if they've ever done, like... Have they ever done, like, Filipino cuisine on, like, a MasterChef thing? And Peck School also just got here. I see you. I see what you're doing. Don't make me bring out detention. You guys are being very naughty again. You guys are being very naughty. But also some folks haven't seen it. So should I show you guys what detention looks like? I promise you it's not as fun as people might imply. But yeah, we've just been watching MasterChef. I've been playing the Uma Musume's MasterChef Battle of Adobo. Okay, here's the thing though. I kind of thought adobo was like a Filipino only thing, but I see people talking about adobo sauce. So that's like is it a Latin American thing too? Because I know the word adobar comes from like Spanish, like Castilian Spanish. But like, do other cultures also have adobo by that virtue, you know? Is it similar to Filipino adobo? And I know I'm saying it with like a thick American accent. Less Latin, but more originating in Spain. Ah, I see. I did like a little bit of research back in the day. A little bit about like my knowledge of Filipino culture is that I grew up pretty much just knowing, you know, like cuisine-ish stuff. Basically just what my dad would cook for us. And a little bit of language. But it wasn't until college that I like locked in, right? Like locked into learning about Filipino culture. But even then, my expertise is more so in like mythology and like like broad history. Like I know the 1521 to 1898, that's Spanish rule. And then after that is like American rule until World War II. So the 300 years in the convent, 50 years in Hollywood, that kind of thing. We have an adobo, chile, spices, and stuff. Ah, cool. The process is the same, but Filipino adobo is cooked differently nowadays. Also, you pronouncing adobo reminds me of Travis Kraft. Yeah, because I'm saying it's super like American. Adobo. Like I say adobo, but it's like supposed to be adobo. Adobo ng manok. I got the thick American accent. Thick! But at least, okay, sometimes like it's fun to do the American accent with like, I don't know, actually, apparently, like, sometimes Filipinos actually talk like this. Like, they're super rich ones. They have the American accent when they're like, Kumusta ka? Mga kababayan. Tayo magluluto ng adobong manok. Crazy business. Crazy. Magluluto. Gusto ko ng adobong manok. So a Simlish accent is crazy. Yeah, I may be like over exaggerating it, but yeah, it's kind of like there's like Japanese characters, there's like anime characters like okay, if we're talking about horse game, Taiki Shuttle has like an American accent, even though the voice actress, I'm pretty sure, is Japanese, but she's doing like an exaggerated American accent. Like, Subarashi! You sound like Sims? Oh my gosh. Is that what like Tagalog in an American accent sounds like? Do we sound like the Sims? Tayo magluluto ng adobong manok. Oh my gosh, this kills the bear. This kills the Mimika. Okay, if I can, let's see. If I were to pronounce that properly, it would be something like Tayo magluluto ng adobong manok. Right? And even then, there's still like a smidge of accent in that, right? It does. Because like, it's kind of like those videos of like, what does English sound like to someone that doesn't speak English? And there's some pretty good videos, right? Like, you know what? I want to show it to you guys. It's a Xiaomong. I think he did this video of like what languages sound like if you don't speak them. So Xiaomon. It's the guy that does all these like language videos. No. Okay. Xiaomon. See, languages sound like. As Youth says, dead ass. Yes. Sige, parluto tayo ng dobong manok. Okay, here, I found it. Let me just put away my iPad. You guys have 10 more seconds to appreciate my drawing of my wife before we take a look at some videos. Before we become React Andes. Gotta roll your R's. It's very hard for me to do that. What I more closely do is like the Japanese R or like the Spanish R. Like a r. I don't know how to roll my R's. There we go. Here you go. What languages sound like to foreigners? No, I don't want the ad. Dang it. Ha, Timbo! Bro said risotto. Not the lisp! They got the lisp. Oui, oui. He actually speaks these languages though. He's actually doing such a good job because he actually like has attempted to learn these languages. Jesus. This is like an old. Oh my god, this is 8 years old. This is an 8-year-old video. Is this not? This is Xiaomon, isn't it? Yeah, is that not Xiaomon? That's actually so good. Xiaoma is insane. He'll take like a week or two to and be able to fully hold a conversation. Yeah. He's really cool. Like, I watch his videos a lot. Arabic is so accurate. I think it's because he's like a polyglot. Like, he actually studies like different languages. He speaks Mandarin fluently. So he knows the phonemes, as in like he knows the specific sounds that each language makes, and like which ones that are like very predominant in like each language. So like in Korean, I don't speak any Korean. I never attempted to learn Korean, but they do have like a very unique like L sound. It's like a sound. So he inserts a lot of that. With Japanese was pretty like I've only like very lightly like been trying to learn Japanese. Well, you guys have seen my Japanese learning streams, but like once you know like the phonemes, like the sounds that go into a language, I think it becomes easier to be able to do kind of like imitations like that. Also with like the Hindi one, the Hindi, because like the one example I can think of is like when I say the name Parvati, there's like a certain like R sound, Parvati. As opposed to Parvati, right? Because I've heard people say like Parvati. I keep hearing Shoutmon. Oh, instead of Shauma, Shoutmon. It's Shoutmon. That's so good. You should pull up Travis Craft Adobong Manok. Travis Craft Adobong Manok. White guy shows, oh Jesus, shows how to make epic Filipino adobo. Oh Jesus. Is this how I sound? Is this how I sound? So I feel like if you don't speak Tagalog, this might seem confusing, but he's speaking it with like a thick American accent. What did he say? He's like, welcome to Cocina Co. Cocina, if you speak Spanish to it, it helps to like understand some of the words, but Cocina is cocino, right? Welcome to my kitchen. Please link in the chat, you got it. I'll give you my my Filipino American take on like what's going on here. Welcome sa Cocina Co. Welcome to my kitchen. So Cocina's kitchen, sa is like to, or it's like a preposition, and then ko is like mine, like possessive. He said we're gonna cook chicken adobo, but he says like manok is like the word for chicken, but he says like manok. Like I'm a knocking on your door, you know? Cocina adobong manok. Apat na paras. Nag Laurel. He said, so at like AT, if you speak English, that spells at, right? Like I'm going like I'm here at the doctor's, but at is the Tagalog word for like and. So it's it's like he's reading the script, but he's like saying it not only in an accent, but he's saying it like if there's an American equivalent or like an English equivalent, he'll pronounce it that way. But he was just listing the ingredients. So like sibuyas at what was it again? It's like garlic and onion. The leaves. Mantika, oil, suka is vinegar, and toyo is soy sauce. So yeah, so is suka sugar? That's similar to Arabic shukar. No, yeah, so suka is vinegar, but what's funny about suka is the way you say it, the context in which you say it, it could either mean vinegar or throw up. So like if you use it as like a verb, it's like to vomit, but if you use it as a noun, it's more likely, and context counts. Like if you're saying pass the suka, you're not gonna be saying like pass the vomit. You're gonna be saying pass the vinegar, right? Paminta. Paanikin. One thing that he's doing really good though is there are words where they have like more than one vowel, and instead of elongating it, he's saying it individually. Like the only example I can think of off the top of my head is a word that I'm gonna put in the chat. Paalam. This is like bye. Like paalam would be like bye, bye bye. You wouldn't say paalam, you would say paalam. So like it's like its own syllable. So I think he said a word where it had multiple vowels in a row, and instead of elongating it, he said it like kind of the right way. Put a little bit of oil. You know, I feel like he has to be doing a bit, right? Because there are times where it's like the pronunciation is better than you would expect. Like it feels like he's doing a bit, like he speaks it fluently, but like either that or he's like super beginner or something. Cause it's like it's not as bad as it could be. Like it's at the beginning, yes. Tapos ilagay ang manok. That just means like afterwards, put in the chicken. With that video name, he's definitely doing a bit. White guy shows how to make epic Filipino adobo, yeah. Nang Laurel. I feel like he's doing a bit. So the why is it slow motion? So like the like whole him speaking Tagalog with like a little bit of English peppered in, you would think that that's part of the bit, right? But that's also kind of sorta how Filipinos talk. Like not like 100%, but if you watch like the news, if you watch like Filipino news, like a good chunk of it is actually English. The slow-mo. Patayin ang Wow, naks naman. Kainin na. Now I just want to show you guys a sample. So, Filipino news. TV Patrol. Yeah, let's just see. Just as an example. Oh, what is this? What is this? I want to see if I'm just like BSing or if like how understandable this is if you don't speak the language. With how much English there is likely to be. And also if you're a Spanish speaker, I'm also curious as to like how much like sounds decipherable, you know? TV Patrol. We are watching this from the Philippines. Yes, Owen, because we were talking about, we were just watching a video of a white guy speaking Tagalog, but it has like a heavy accent. And we were debating if it was a bit or not, but I was saying that like, Lando's actually like clarifying as well in the chat, but I also wanted to show a sample of like what Filipino news looks like because at least from the last time I saw it, a good chunk of it is English. But of course, they're speaking like fully in Tagalog. But for one, there's a lot of English loan words, but then sometimes they will just like say it in English. And then I am also curious if there's any like Spanish speakers that like are also able to kind of decipher certain words here and there. So Orlando also said he's not doing a bit. His wife is Filipina and he started doing these videos to progress on his Tagalog. However, since the new video blew up, his newest videos with accents have actual bits. That's pretty epic. I kind of like that. Other languages with a thick American accent always sound like Simlish. I love that. I love that. Okay, so all Tagalog so far. Oh, they have a AS or sign language. All right, straightforward like Tagalog so far. His name is Dennis Datu? That's such an awesome name. Bro, I miss being in the Philippines. Oh, the street food. Let's see if we can scroll through some more. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. So far, straightforward Tagalog, right? There are a couple of loan words that I've been hearing, but also this is a good example right here. All of this is like all Tagalog, but there's at least one loan word, which is this, police. Police. That's is police, right? Let's see. I talked to my friend Nina about this a lot, and it's crazy how people switch between Tagalog and English on a whim. His lips are freaking me out. Dennis is such a white guy name. Oh my gosh, that's kind of the meme with like Filipino names. It's like it's gonna be like a European sounding first name, but then like a super Spanish sounding last name. Like yeah, what's a good one? Alexander Rodriguez, or like. Or you know what? A more common one would be like De La Cruz. It'd be like trying to think of one. Like Gilbert De La Cruz. Let me think of another one. I'm like blanking out even though I know so many of them. Christopher Rojas. Grow a Garden De La Cruz. Is that an actual like name? Is that an actual name? But the reason why I said Dennis Datu is such an epic name is because Datu is like a back in like pre-colonial times, that was like the leader of a community was like a Datu, kind of like a king, but like not like someone who like reigns over a kingdom, but over like their specific barangay, like their specific like area. I don't know if Datu is still used nowadays, but news is kind of a bad example since they're usually trying to do full Tagalog. What you want to look up is, oh my gosh, wow wow wee, wow wow wee, this is from 2009 though. Nandito na ako sa wow wow wee. Oh my god, that laughing sound, you're gonna be hearing it a lot. The at least if it's anything like when I used to watch Wow Wow Wee as like a kid. Not the sad music, bro. This is one thing with like not Japanese, Filipino game shows is that like there are a lot of people like it is very unfortunate and it is a fact that there is like a huge disparity between like class. Like there's a huge class disparity. Like the poor people are very poor and the rich people are very rich. So when you see like a poor person on a game show, they like need this money, right? They like need this money. It's gonna change their life. So oftentimes like there are times where they're gonna be telling like their story. They're gonna be like crying as they're saying that like, you know, we need this money, like we're starving, blah blah blah. But like in the background are like scantily clad like dancers and there's like little sound bites like the like gremlin little laughs and stuff, and it's just like a weird, it's almost like surreal. Like it's very surreal and it's unfortunate, but it's like, you know, it's, I don't know. News is kind of, oh yeah, I can't watch anyone speak in front of a mic like that without thinking of Nonomura Ryutaro, actor named Ding Dong Dantes. Oh yeah, that's another thing with like Filipino nicknames, right? Like Ding Dong Boy, Sugar. Vinegar named Datu Puti, yeah. Wow, wowee. It's so Vine coded. I 100% believe that Filipinos would have their own Squid Games if they could. That's kind of what I was hinting at, is that it feels very like late stage capitalism Squid Games. Like 100% it would happen. There are a lot of Filipino Hallmark style movies on YouTube. You could totally get away with just showing those on stream and commentating like MSD3K. Oh man, I was gonna call it soon though. I was gonna call it. Wait, let me see if I want to watch like at least one more video. 2009. Wow. This is like when I graduated high school. Now I think by this point, if it's December, okay, if they're using American, then it's December, right? But if they're using literally what everyone else in the world uses, then it's February. If it's February '09, I was still a high schooler. If it's December, I was a college kid. Wow, wowee. Wow, wowee. Phil dates are, oh, Filipino follows American dating conventions? That's, I like that. I like that. Are they gonna do the song? You guys gotta learn the dance. I know you Babinkubs. Sorry, I know that it's really loud. I know you Babinkubs don't have any hands, but I need you to learn the dance, okay? You gotta look at their hand movements. What is happening? What is See, there's the dancers I was talking about. Willie Riviyame? Is this, did he pass away recently? That name sounds familiar. This is so 2000s coded. Even the clothing. There we go. Those are the scantily clad dancers that like when a contestant is like pouring their heart out talking about how much they need this money, they're going to be dancing in the background. He's still alive. Okay. I think there was someone else I'm thinking of that like passed away recently. That was like a Filipino like superstar, right? Are you ready to party? The paroles. Yeah, it's Christmas time. They got the paroles. They got the lanterns. Sige. Wait, I want to hear the song. Oh, I think they're gonna start it soon. It's a sing-along, you guys. This was actually a trap. I wanted to sing all along. I wanted this to be a karaoke stream all along. Wow, what a vibe. Giling giling. I'm actually not familiar with this song. Does the chorus turn into the Wow Wow Wee song, or like? I'm a fake fan. I just see my parents watching this. I'm a fake fan. I'm just over here like, is this the song? Is this the Wow Wow Wee song? I mean, it's always on in the background. That's true. That's true. The sound effects. Wait. You know what? Now that I think about it, the official song, doesn't it start with like from Cebu to something something to something something? Wow wow wee. Is it this one? No, this is an ad. I think it's this one. But there's no lyrics though. There's no lyrics. Were your parents ABC ABSC? It's this one. This is the song. I think my parents were ABS-CBN people. I think. Mosh time. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's freaking mosh. Wait, I want to find one with the lyrics. Let's mosh since I do want to call it soon. There's ones with the lyrics, but is there like an English translation so I can bring you guys into my world? So you guys can understand what it is you're moshing to? I think this is it. I think this is all that we can hope for. Mosh time to Wow Wow Wee goes crazy. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do it, you guys. So if you guys aren't familiar with our end of stream tradition, we have a little mosh pit. All you gotta do when you hear the music is you just spam your favorite emotes, and I'm gonna have your little avatars fight each other. Who wins the fight is completely RNG. It's completely random. Even if you spam a whole bunch of emotes, it doesn't affect whether or not you're gonna win. So just be aware of that. But once you hear the Wow Wow Wee, get to moshing. Open up the pit. Oh, there we go. Wow wow wee, see no me, wow wee really. Ah, this is lit. At sa Mindanao. At kapamilya. I don't know all the lyrics yet. I just know the chorus. I just know the chorus. Wow, wow, we sinong di mawiwili. Yung sa game na ito ay di magsisisi. Wow, wow, we panalo ang marami. Sa wow, wow, we. This is the song. Yeah, this is the song. Boom, tarat, tarat. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Blast from the past. Boom, tarat, tarat. Tararat, tararat. Boom, boom, boom. Sinong di mawiwili? Sa game na ito ay magsisisi. Wow, wow, we. Panalo ang marami. Sa wow, wow, we. Sinong di mawiwili? My first win in like forever. Let's go, Kale. We have time for round 2. We have time for round 2. So wow wow wee. Wow wow wee. This instrumental, man. Oh my gosh, oh Orlando, when you said boom tarat tarat, I was like, whoa, I'm like back in high school and Wowie, sino ni wiwili. Game na ito ay di ka magsisisi. Wowie, panalo ang marami. Sa wowie. Wowie, sinong di mawiwili. Sa game na ito, sigurado ang swerte. I'm a survivor. You might get it. It's Orlando versus George. Ah, it was George. It's rigged. It's so rigged. Wow, wowee. Yahoo! Yahoo! No, not Geico! Not Geico! No, we have George. George won the mosh pit. That's how you know it's rigged. That's how you know it's rigged. No, what the No, we're going to the outro. We're going to the outro. Sending money for the W? Ah, okay, I see. Sponsored. Okay, so since we ended off on a Filipino flavor, there is Milky. We could raid into Milky. Oh, Ketchup Bear is also playing Digimon though. Do you guys want more Filipino or do you guys want Filipino content? Wait, let me see. I feel like it's been a minute since we raided into Milky though. I feel like it's rare that this happens. Pino! If you guys don't know Milky, she is a fellow Randonite. She is also an NSFW artist, so she is gonna be saying some crazy stuff. But if you're down for the cause, if you're down with it, then Twisty, hello. I'm sorry we're ending soon, but we're gonna be raiding into Milky. But yeah. Otherwise, I will see you guys, I think on Friday. We're gonna do some art appreciation. So if you have some art that you want me to look at, let me know. We'll appreciate it together, and we'll go from there. So with that, let's go ahead and raid into Milky. And I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. And as always, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in. Yahoo! Ready? We raid.